Hello, my name is Paul Stahl, and I'll be taking you through my take on Module 5, Visualization. Visualization can be broken down into three key components of typography, media, and screen design. In my research, I came across a vast amount of resources, which made it seem like typography could be taught as its own course. The basics that I understand are the fonts, highlighting, and line length. Font choice pertains to the size and style of the typeface, such as Times New Roman or Arial. Highlighting and contrast are used to distinguish text, but must take into account the background and foreground to determine how easily you can see the font. Line length deals with the words per line based on the age and ability level of the audience. Media discusses the graphics, animation, video, audio, and images that are placed on the screen. Screen design discusses the organization of the page and the elements included. You should take into account the number of objects and the type of objects that are visible. The amount of information and the way that it's grouped impacts the ease of navigation for the user. In the text that we read, the author writes that we need to balance the degree of complexity that is technically feasible with what is cognitively achievable and therefore educationally desirable. As creators of digital media, we must consider that sensory overload can negatively impact learning and understanding for students or our audience. In an attempt to demonstrate the difference between cluttered and non-cluttered visualizations, I'll be taking you through some popular websites and some common browsers that are used. The first website that we'll take a look at is coolmath.com. As you can see, Coolmath utilizes strong contrast between black and color, but I find it to be distracting and difficult to navigate. The advertisements at the top of the page are easily confused for links, which redirect you to another site. In comparison, we'll also be looking at IXL Mathematics and Khan Academy. Initially, IXL presents itself in a cluttered home screen, but quickly becomes organized through the use of neatly colored text boxes against a light background. Once inside this specific mathematics content page, we see more neatly organized topics broken down by grade level and course. At first glance, the text might be slightly overwhelming, but I like that each column has a maximum line length of about 5 words. Additionally, sample questions appear by hovering over the descriptive text. I'll now compare these first two websites to that of Khan Academy. In my opinion, Khan Academy has the least amount of clutter on the home page. The user can easily locate the available links, and the site offers multiple avenues for finding desired subjects, both of which are neatly aligned and spaced. However, the user navigation decreases once inside a certain subject due to the lack of organization and screen design. I'll now compare Khan Academy's individual Algebra 1 page with that of IXL. In Khan Academy, you get a long list of topics, and you can also explore those via columns. Unlike IXL, previews are not available by scrolling over the links. In IXL, I feel like the use of columns and limiting the line length makes it a better resource for students. Additionally, you can scroll over to view sample questions. Khan Academy does encourage its students to start a mission, which gives them a different interface from that which we've already seen. After logging in, the students will be directed to an Algebra 1 page, which looks like this. To find the topics, students will need to select on the left side by scrolling over these boxes, but it's difficult to determine what text is available given the topic headers. On the right side, lessons will show up based on what you click. Additionally, teachers can add choices to the right-hand side through the use of the teacher dashboard. I feel as though these online learning environments demonstrate the difference between a cluttered versus a non-cluttered learning environment. Next, I will quickly demonstrate two more examples of these differing environments through the use of search engines. Google is, in my opinion, the quintessential non-cluttered environment. Comparing it with Bing, the second most used search engine, you can see a drastic difference in terms of the usage of white space, as well as the amount of objects and hyperlinks on the screen. I believe that Google has considered these factors in the design, and they have certainly come a long way since the late 1990s. In using hypermedia, we should consider the cognitive learning theory and cognitive theory of multimedia learning discussed in the article to try and maximize student attention. This relates to the ISTE standards in terms of being able to communicate relevant information and ideas effectively to students. We must also lead by example and demonstrate our fluency in technology to promote those skills to our students.